Hi everybody, welcome to this week's version of Ask Octopus, where I'll be taking you through and answering a question that we see from the community. Today we've got Ryan and Bob with us. How are you guys today?
Doing good. How are you doing today, Derek?
I'm good. As always, perpetually Friday. It's gateway to the weekend. Ryan?
I'm good. I'm not on mute this week, so I think I'm doing fine.
I do that all the time. I had a customer earlier on I was speaking to, the exact same problem. It was like he went in about 30 seconds and then suddenly it was like, you're not speaking, but these things happen. Yeah. Anyway, got a quick one today. This is just with diagnostic logs. What I wanted to do was quite often customers get in touch like, this is a problem. Well, hopefully not that often. But what's basically happened is I wanted to just take just a moment just to show you the diagnostic logging, what you can do, and how easy it is to get them. Because what it is I often find people get in touch via, obviously support or even via email, Slack, etc. All the support channels that we do have, and often they don't actually send over the logs. And what happens is it kind of just slows things down. Do you guys get that quite a bit?
Yeah, it happens. It happens quite a bit where getting the logs up front help out quite a bit. Will probably cut out, I want to say, at least 2 or 3 back and forth sessions.
Yeah, I would say even for me, sometimes, even after being here for a year and using it for years, sometimes it's hard to remember which log to get for which issues.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes it takes me, like sometimes I ask for the wrong logs or I get sent the wrong logs or something. So it's like even then you get a few back and forth ones.
No, that's it. That's the thing, because one of the things is often is people send you through like the server log when really you only need one of the other logs there. So I'm just going to jump into the user interface and just take you through how to grab that. So this is our demo instance. All it is straightforward enough. Just with anything else, hit configuration, diagnostics. From here, you're going to get a lot of really great stuff. The one that I generally get the most often is the system diagnostics report. This is the one that, and grab this one, download it, and when you are getting in touch, just attach it. If it's a bit bigger, then if you can use some form of sharing service. If you don't have anything you can do, we do have the ability to do that, so please get in touch. We can create that share for you. We don't have that by default just now. It's something that's maybe something actually from a feature request that we'll probably do in the future, where you can automatically upload securely to the cloud, but not there just yet anyway. So this is generally where this has got your most up-to-date information for your Octopus server logs. So this is generally most of the information that if you jump into see Octopus logs, for the most part, this will be what's contained in the most recent logs there. As you can see, we don't have a lot of issues here, thankfully. But one of the things is so if you're having a problem with the Octopus server in general, grab those logs and email it. That is a bit of a catch-all. I will have a bit of a follow-up session on what to do with when you're having a problem with, say, a deployment. But just for the most part, what we also, as you can see up here as well, is we do have a few other logs as well. Auto-deploy logs. So with that is if you're using, so within Octopus, you can actually automatically you've got some triggers here that you can use. So here you've got the deployment target triggers and schedule triggers. If you're having some problems with that, that would be the logs to send over rather than sending us the server logs. Same idea with that. What we've got here is subscriptions. If you're using subscriptions is fantastic. Obviously, if you're having some problems with some of the subscription type things, grab the subscriptions logged, and then as well as that, if you're one of the ones that I do sometimes get is sometimes people have issues where obviously the machine cleanup events. It's not something I see often, but this is one that I find isn't used quite as much, but it is really useful. From you guys, from those 4, which are the ones that you generally use the most?
More recently, the auto deploy logs. If you have a lot of auto deployments set up, either through the deployment target trigger or using a lifecycle phase to auto deploy. Though if you have a lot of those logs roll really fast. So if you do think you have a problem with auto deployments not working or firing when they shouldn't, you should grab those logs like as soon as possible, because even within a few hours, those could log just based on all the possible triggers that go through and get logged.
Yeah, and this is where this is really easy, because you can jump into them, and it's like you say, they roll really quickly, but you can jump in for the auto deploy side of things. You can jump in and go, instead of info, jump into verbose, and then as you can see here, you've got just 1,674 additional lines. You can press that, and then obviously jump in and have a look in the UI. But see. Actually, this is the thing. Do you use the UI mostly? Because see, for me personally, I generally tend to download them and then jump in and use like a text editor like VS Code, etc.
I usually download them.
Yeah.
And one thing I'd mention here is this. I think this only shows the most recent log file. So if it's even something that's passed and it's rolled into like auto deploy.logs.1.2, like you'd have to jump out. I think you have to jump out into the logs folder to get those.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there we go, and as you can see, just from there, that only goes. That's going forward, but from here, you can actually see. Oh, of course, suddenly it's what you've got here is that's actually only going back to 9 a.m. here, so that's only the past 7 or 8 hours here.
Yeah.
So just past 4 p.m. So yeah, as you can see, if it's the same day, you've probably got the information there, but if that. Obviously, you probably need additional logs. Anyway, that's it for the session today. So if you do have any interesting questions, please submit them at hello.octopus.com/askoctopus. Email us at support@octopus.com with your diagnostic logs. I'll just jump in and chat to us on our community Slack. Ryan, Bob, thank you very much today for joining us. Have a lovely weekend, everybody.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Derek.
Cheers.